right. Good morning, Imagine Golf. It is for Friday. Hopefully, I'm hitting into you. My apologies. I'm waving my hand. My bad. My bad. I'm hitting them because I'm actually hitting the ball pretty well. Pretty straight. Got over my fades to the right, which absolutely drive me crazy. And I'm playing in a golf tournament today with a bunch of VIPs. So again, I hope my four is my apologies. Right. But today is where we give you a strategy, a tip, a tool, something that you can use and take to the course right away in 4 minutes or less. And by the way, without changing your game or changing your swing, I should say, right? So you can take this to the course right away. And we give that to you in 4 minutes or less starting now. So today's title is a good one. It's look, ditch the static and embrace the dynamic. All right. And what I mean by that is, look, I'm 60 years old and I was taught to warm up by going, I'm doing air quotes here, going through my bag, starting with the wedges, my smallest wedges, feeling good about that, hitting 20 shots with that, then go to my next wedge, then my next wedge, then my 9 iron. You get the point, right? And then by the time I probably hit, 100 shots or thereabout anyway, now I'm going to bust out the driver, right? And just when you say that out loud, you know that can't be effective. So I don't even know really what the genesis of that was, to be candid. But I do know this: there is no factual basis whatsoever behind that type of warm up helping you score better. Okay, and I would also go on to tell you that it probably doesn't prepare your body for what's about to take place on the golf course. Golf is not easy on the body. All right. So when I do playing lessons, it's one of the things we definitely look at is how the player is warming up. And I got to tell you, just by changing their warm up, we've had students reduce their handicaps and their scores significantly. But for years, like a static stretch was an example, right? A static stretch, long stretches, you touch your toes, tricep pulls. It's just the basic stuff, right? Put the club around your back, all that stuff. Is that better than nothing? It probably is. Is it really doing much for an explosive rotational sport like golf? No, right? And there's now data that says it could actually be detrimental to like muscle power and twitchy muscles and all that stuff. So I'm telling you here to change the way that you warm up, right? And by the way, some of you don't even warm up for God's sake, right? And that's a whole nother issue. I can't, if you're not going to warm up before you play golf, and then you're going to hold yourself for accountable for your scores, I can't help you. You've got to warm up if you're taking the game seriously and you want to play your best. All right. Let's talk about what the best players do. I should say what the most effective players do when they warm up. I've had the advantage or the luxury, I should say, of standing right on the driving range, the PGA driving range and the LIV driving range, many collegiate tournaments, many amateur tournaments as well. And the better players, they have a process they go through. It's not just, I've never, ever have seen someone just go through the bag. Never. Tiger, for example, he starts with hitting like 5 wedges, then right to his driver. Then he goes to his 3-wood. Then he goes to a 60-degree wedge, back to the wedge. Then he hits his 8-iron, and he goes back to the driver. Then he hits his 3-wood. Then he hits his 5-wood. That is a dynamic golf warm-up, right? There is nothing going through the bag about that. And what is he doing? Well, he's dialing in the rhythm. He's looking for how far each club is going, making sure his gapping is tight, and ensuring that every single solitary club feels, amazing and familiar before he even starts, his round. All right. A lot of people made fun of Miguel Jimenez, right? Years ago, he put out this video. He's got a, cigar in his mouth, the ponytail hanging out there. And, he does this famous routine that kind of looks like a wild, almost Tai Chi performance, if you would, almost like, like a stripper, right? And it's actually, and look, he took a lot of flack for it, man, for sure. But it's actually brilliantly designed for the dynamic sequence, right? He's not holding stretches. He's not touching his toes. He's not putting the club around his body, around his back. I mean, he's moving his body through a full range of motion, and he's getting all the muscle groups engaged that will be engaged in his golf game, right? He's doing torso rotations. He's doing hip rotations, shoulder circles, ankle circles. You get the idea, all right? Dynamic movement is just that. It's dynamic in nature. It increases blood flow. It increases your body temperature, and it lets your nervous system and your brain know, hey, I am getting ready to play golf. I am going to fire these muscles up right here, right now, because I'm about to use them. All right. Last time I checked, we don't actually put a club behind our back and hit a golf ball. All right. Although some of your swings look like it sometimes. So, look, that's really all I have. Change your warm up. Okay. If you need some help on what an effective warm up is, I dropped some ideas in the comments below. I actually even gave you, let's say you only have 2 minutes, right? You're running late like I am every once in a while to the golf course, and I only got 2 minutes to warm up. And normally I would just bust out that orange whip that's in my bag, take a couple swings and hit the golf course. But in the last probably, I don't know, 5+ years, I've been doing a very similar dynamic warm up to the one that I just mentioned. So I gave you a 2-minute fix there with 4 exercises, how to do them and everything. But you can absolutely do these before you hit a range ball, or even if you're running just a little bit late, like I mentioned, right before you actually get on the first tee. But you'll be amazed how much better you feel and how much your opening shots, with those opening shot jitters, everybody gets them. You'll feel a little bit more confident. And you're just, getting your game into the 21st century instead of the 18th century by going through your bag. So that's all I have today. Thanks for listening. And here's to getting you the swing and the game that you've always imagined. Hey guys, it's Daniel here. Hey, thanks for listening first and foremost. Handicaps haven't changed in over 35 years for one reason and one reason only. Traditional golf instruction just doesn't work. So if you're serious about getting that swing and game that you've always imagined, take a look at our site, IMAGENGolf.com. Join our members only club. Check out my video series, or even take a virtual or in-person lesson with me. There is no one who's more passionate about making you better in the industry, and I guarantee you'll golf better, guaranteed, or everything is free.